What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires. Now, it sort of feels like everything is coming up Wanda right now, and let me explain. Not only is Agatha All Along about to release in just days as a direct continuation of the storyline from WandaVision, but we also found out in the last couple of weeks with all the crazy breaking news surrounding the Vision Quest series that Marvel actually intends for WandaVision, Agatha All Along, and Vision Quest to be 3 parts in one huge trilogy, which we all know centers around the Scarlet Witch. Now, incidentally, and just days ago, Elizabeth Olsen actually issued a pretty public quote about returning as Scarlet Witch, which we will get into during this article, but that is not the center of today's news. The center of today's news is an official publication in Production Weekly actually confirming that all those rumors about Scarlet Witch having her own project are true. We're going to break down where this news came from, what it exactly says, and if we can trust it or not, Elizabeth Olsen's quotes about returning, and what this is all leading towards in the future of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and past the end of the Multiverse saga. We're breaking it all down, Scarlet Witch's return, but first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner for the finale of Agatha All Along. Again, all you got to do be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around to the end of the video. We get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Now, today's update actually comes via Production Weekly, which is a source we've been using to confidently re-report on here at the channel and for quite some time. I've seen people on the internet basically argue about whether or not this is reliable, but Production Weekly is meant to be a publication for people in the industry who are looking to find work for upcoming projects. So it really wouldn't be a big help to anybody if it weren't accurate, and I've heard that they have been inaccurate in the past, but as far as our reporting on them and going back as far as I can tell, they've been 100% accurate when they announce projects like they did yesterday, where if you look at the latest post by Production Weekly and right above Spider-Man 4, you can clearly see that a project called Scarlet Witch is also in development, at least according to this site. Now, as I alluded to in during the prologue, this is not our very first time hearing this. There have been industry insiders and Twitter scoopsters who have been saying that Elizabeth Olsen would return to the MCU as Scarlet Witch in her own project, and for quite some time. This is just one of the first official places that we're seeing this news posted, and in any way outside of the rumor mill, so it's super exciting. Although a lot of us probably agreed with those industry insider reports, I just thought it was a little odd that Vision Quest would end the 3-part trilogy that seems to revolve around Scarlet Witch, yet we wouldn't have a Scarlet Witch. So while this did look likely, this is the first time we're hearing of it outside of the rumor mill and in an actual official film publication. Now, incidentally, Elizabeth Olsen's quotes in the past about returning to Marvel have been pretty nonchalant in the fact that she said point blank she doesn't think about it and she hasn't spoken to the people in Marvel in quite some time. But that all changed with the recent post earlier this week when Variety posted the headline, Elizabeth Olsen says Marvel didn't know what to do with Scarlet Witch there for a second, and she'll return only if there's a way to use her, where they go on to report, quote, Elizabeth Olsen is open to reprising Wanda Maximoff's Scarlet Witch in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but only if there's a way to use her character well. The actor hasn't been in the MCU since 2022's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which turned Wanda into a full-blown villain and ended with her character crushed under a collapsed building. Her fate is unknown, and neither Olsen nor Marvel have yet to announce when Scarlet Witch will reappear. Quote, it's a character that I love going back to when there's a way to use her well, and I think I've been lucky that when I started, I was used well, Olsen said it in a recent interview with FM 104 via Collider. I think people didn't know what to do with me there for a second, and if there's a good way to use her, meaning Scarlet Witch, I'm happy to come back. And to elaborate further, the article makes sure to point out that in interviews following the release of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Olsen did not hide the fact that she was surprised Marvel took Scarlet Witch in such a villainous direction. The Emmy nominee said that she struggled with the jump from WandaVision, the Disney Plus series where Scarlet Witch becomes more a vulnerable and fully fleshed out character, to Multiverse of Madness where she went full villain. Quote, at first I think I was nervous and conflicted because I hadn't even finished WandaVision yet, but we were almost finished, Olsen told Variety after the sequel's release about becoming a villain. Quote, and I was like, oh my god, how do I make this all work together? We got there, I got there. and it became an amazing opportunity to have people be won over by this woman in WandaVision and to feel for her, and then, manipulate them into this film where they get to be on her side and then conflicted themselves. They also went on to point out an old quote from her last year when asked about if she missed Scarlet Witch, and she said this, quote, "No, I don't," Olsen responded. "It's been almost 10 years of playing her, and I loved it. And I think the reason why I'm not calling Kevin Feige every day with the ideas is because I'm really proud of what we were able to do. I think WandaVision was a really surprising opportunity." But as it goes with comics, and especially a character like Scarlet Witch who has such a storied past and so many comics to draw from, the story never really ends, and if they want to bring these characters back, the door is always open. Kevin Feige said the same thing when he said there's really so much more to explore talking to Variety about Scarlet Witch. Quote, "We still haven't touched on many of her core storylines from the comics. I'd work with Lizzie for another 100 years if we could. Anything is possible in the multiverse. We'll have to wait and see." Which of course presents a ton of exciting possibilities with what they may do with their character, House of M, and the Mutant saga that's on the horizon. Now, what I will point out is that if this Production Weekly publication is correct, and they're eyeing a production for next year, that would basically line up a 2026 release date, which would put her return squarely in the Multiverse saga. I for sure thought this would be something down the road where we wouldn't see Wanda return and for quite some time, but it actually would make sense to bring her back for Secret Wars. As I just remarked in one of my previous videos, she's definitely, canonically, at least of what we've seen on screen in the MCU, one of the most powerful characters, especially held over from the Infinity Saga, and it just seems like a perfect time and place to use her. But what I will also mention is that if this is truly a 3-part trilogy where you've got Agatha all along and then Vision Quest, I think more likely than not, the place that we see Scarlet Witch show up again would be at the end of that Vision Quest series. Basically have a trilogy that's teasing her return this whole time and then make good on it at the very end. So all of the rumors that she might show up and during the Witch's Road upcoming special or during Agatha all along, I just don't believe she's a part of the series, especially with the way that the quotes have been here recently, the way that they've been talking about the project is somewhere down the road. So don't expect to see Elizabeth Olsen or Scarlet Witch back in the TV show that's coming up, but do expect multiple teases. And as we just found out from the subtitles the other day, the character that everybody was trying to figure out who it was exactly who we thought it was, and from the beginning, Billy, one of her children, who becomes the character Wiccan, is in the series, and we assume he's going to be the son of Scarlet Witch. Where in the multiverse he's come from or how he's here, obviously still yet to be explained, but all of this again is just a big tease for Scarlet Witch's return. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below. I'm all ears as always. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. We'll switch over to the PlayStation 5 Pro when it comes out. If you want to be entered to win or for any of the other giveaways here at the channel, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name Allfires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.